So we want to really build this thing on a solid concrete foundation. But with that said, Brian, I can't imagine that they do not have a chip on their shoulder based on all of the negative and negativity that has surrounded the defense.
So in a nutshell, what would be the mentality? It's not the chip on the shoulder mentality. What would you like?
We'd like them to understand clearly their responsibilities in each particular call. Be trusting in each other and accountable to each other to execute that assignment. We'd like them to show up for that job with excitement and passion and energy and love. To answer your question, honestly, I do not feel any more pressure. Because the pressures you're talking about, Mike, are not really the pressures that I'm really interested in focusing on. So I'm focusing on the players, the unit, the staff, and the ideologies being built, building and growing their ability to execute fundamentally, continuing to communicate, analyze, and select from the different defensive systems that we're going to employ, and helping, and this is a staff function, these are all staff functions, and analyzing and piecing and putting together in place the personnel and giving them the best opportunities for success, staff and players.
The two stats that stuck out for me last year with Cincinnati, your 12-0 record, but I believe you were last in the nation in time of possession, which means your defensive players have to be in great shape. Do these players understand the fitness level that you demand of them because of that?
They're understanding, and that's a very perceptive question and comment, because you're exactly right. As I've pointed out, that the games are not going to be conducted any differently. So, and it's what makes Coach Kelly and his program the very best. So the exposure is high. The exposure is high. It's a high level of exposure. Maybe there is more exposure at other places, but the exposure level is high. And at the same time, we didn't do a great job of getting off the field. So we need to do a better job of getting off the field and understand at the same time, at the end of the day, at the end of the year, at the end of 6 games, exposure is going to be high. So they're starting to understand it. Do they fully understand it? No. Until you do it, until you see how it is actually going to operate for a game, a quarter, a game, 3 games in a row, a 12-game season, because it's not like the slate gets washed clean either after game 1. Everything accumulates.